Hey everybody, this is Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff, and this is the obligatory unboxing of the iPhone XR. So you can see that I've got it in blue here. Now I've held off on my review of the iPhone XS and the XS Max until this guy came out, so that I can cover them together as they are largely the same phone. So let's check it out. So we're just going to start peeling this off. This should be just like any other Apple unboxing. Now, I've been seeing some people saying that their phones are coming dead out of the box, like they've been on in the box or something. So let's see if this is happening with mine. So there we have it there. Just pull it up and take a look at that blue. It's this wonderful sky blue. I didn't want to go for the red because it feels like everybody has the red. All right, let's see. Does it power on? Does it come on? Yes, mine is not dead, so that's very promising. Let's pull this up. Very, very nice. Give it a second to boot up. Now here we have in the rest of the box just the charging brick. This teeny tiny little, what is it, the 5-watt charging brick? Why do they even bother? I don't know. And so then we have the earphones, and we don't have an adapter here. So this is the same as the XS and XS Max. And then we've also got the lightning cable. So aside from some Apple stickers and documentation, this is all that we've got in the box. Oh, SIM ejection tool. Now the first thing that I noticed when I walked into the store and I took a look at all these guys is that the bezel really is quite thick compared to the iPhone XS. So there you go, you can see it side by side, and yeah, quite a bit thicker. I honestly don't like how this looks much. I prefer very much the look of the iPhone XS here. Now I returned the iPhone XS Max because I ended up really liking the size of the XS here more. I just couldn't justify using the XS Max when that screen real estate didn't offer multitasking this year, and a lot of things needed to be up-resed. So for this year, I'm going to go with the XS. Of course, I'll talk about the XS Max in the review, but this is why we don't have that here at this moment. So looking at the sizes, you can see that a lot of people are calling this kind of the sweet spot, the 6.1-inch display, I believe, in size. And then we've got the iPhone 8 Plus. And the iPhone 8 Plus really is the size of the XS Max, so this kind of gives you an idea of what we've got here. Now I'm sitting here complaining about the bezels and how this looks quite thick, but the bezels still are smaller than we have on the iPhone 8 Plus here. So we'll see, you guys. Let me know what you think about this. At least right here we have a little bit of room to hold on to the phone and not touch the display, and now we've of course got this notch. So my very first impressions of this display after setting this up is that it's really nice and vibrant. It's a good display. It's 6.1 inches. The pixel density is not as high as the iPhone 8 Plus. It's the same pixel density as the iPhone 8 actually at 326 pixels per inch. But unless you're holding it next to the iPhone XS and the XS Max really up close to your face, you're kind of hard pressed to tell the difference immediately. So it looks sharp enough. I would have really appreciated it if they would have put a 1080p panel in here, giving it 401 pixels per inch, but 326 is not bad. Now, as an interjection about the resolution, I do notice that some things look a little bit fuzzy in applications, non-native applications anyway, so we're just gonna have to wait for developers to get these apps to look like they should, because it's not looking so nice. So if you look at an application and things look super fuzzy, that should be totally fixable. When I look between web browsers versus the YouTube application, for example, this looks quite fuzzy, or this looks nice and sharp, so we're just gonna have to wait. A new screen size for Apple never means good things. Of course, those bezels are something you're going to have to decide if you want to deal with or not, but you don't have some of the issues that you have with the OLED display on the iPhone XS and XS Max. For example, the color shifting when you turn the display. You do lose a little bit of brightness from an angle, but we're not seeing it go from a neutral color to looking more bluish or pinkish, so that just does not happen with this. Now this does not have the inky blacks that an OLED display does. It does not have the same contrast ratio, but I think that it's handling the grayscale quite well. You don't see any black clipping whatsoever, also known as shadow clipping or black crush. It just looks good. It kind of looks akin to your iPad, for example. So if you were a little bit upset about the OLED offerings and some of the shortcomings, this might be the way to go. I really love the nice vibrant colors. This also comes in yellow, a coral color, red. What else am I missing? Black and white, I believe. Now spec-wise, the processor on this is exactly the same as the iPhone XS and XS Max. We've only got 3 gigabytes of RAM though, so I'm going to have to test that out and see if there's a huge difference. I'm sure there's going to be, such as with app refreshing or needing to restart apps, or maybe even with keeping tons of tabs open underneath a web browser, so we'll check that out. It's a bummer, but I don't think it's a huge loss. So up in here we've got the same cameras and also Face ID. Now, Face ID has really grown on me. I think Face ID has really grown on everybody, so that offering is here as well, same as the iPhone XS and XS Max. So you're not being left behind in any technology offerings. I'm also really happy to see that these awesome stereo speakers have made it over to the XR. So far they're sounding pretty nice to me. Now battery size seems to be 2,942 milliamp hours, more than the iPhone XS and a little bit less than the XS Max, but we've got a lot less pixels here to push around. So I'm sure the battery is going to be pretty good. I'm definitely expecting better battery life than the iPhone XS anyway. I'm only getting about 4 hours of on-screen time. Now on the back here, we've got the same camera as the iPhone XS and XS Max. No second camera though. You can still do portrait shots and all that stuff, but it has to use just this one camera. I really don't think that most people are going to miss that at all. So this phone feels like a decent compromise from the XS and XS Max to being cheaper. Not having as many features, but having those great cornerstone features, those are all here. It really feels like taking an iPhone 8 or 8 Plus and the iPhone X and just kind of smashing it into one, and this is what you get. So it's got the body and the feel of an iPhone 8 or 8 Plus. This is definitely not stainless steel, this is aluminum. But then when you look at it from the front, it looks like the XS and XS Max, with features like Face ID and the front-facing stereo speakers, with the display of the iPhone 8. So it's an interesting mishmash of things. Lastly, no headphone jack, not coming back. So this does feel quite nice, and I'm excited to use it. Although I'm pretty darn sure that I'm going to continue using my iPhone XS for the remainder of this year. But if you want something a little bit cheaper and don't care about some of the extra features, this is probably the way to go for an Apple product. So this is all that I want to say for now. You'll be seeing me talk about this along with the iPhone XS and XS Max in the full review. This has been Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell me which phone you're going to go for. The Apple Store was not busy at all this morning, so I'm assuming these guys are more popular still. Let me know what you think, and have a good night.